Alright everyone, the left strikes again more politically motivated bullshit violence, this time in DC where they attacked Randpaul actually the other night, or technically tonight, like I think the riot's ongoing as we speak. I gotta remember, here it's 9 o'clock in the morning, a little bit different of course, because I'm in Amsterdam at the moment, but Randpaul, I mean, if you're on the right, even if you're more authoritarian, the tendency is to like Randpaul, I think. He is a likable dude. Like he does pro bono medical work. He's an eye surgeon, I believe it is. He does like charitable work. He never met a war he didn't vote against, which is odd for a Republican. I like the dude. I hope that he runs actually when Trump is gone. I hope, regardless of the results of this election, I hope Rand Paul is the next nominee. Not only would he probably win, I think he'd be one of the greatest presidents of modern times. In all honesty, I would definitely vote for him. No, hands down. Anyway. He was walking back from the RNC of last night back to his hotel with his wife, by the way. So he's with his woman. You don't want to piss Rand off. He can get fiery. I think that dude could throw a solid punch, by the way. And remember that time that he got attacked by his neighbor for like mowing his lawn or something and several broken ribs? I can't even remember what ended up happening with that, but it was just fucking bizarre. Rand Paul can't seem to escape violent people. Anyway. A bunch of BLM thugs decided to accost Rand Paul and his wife. They're being escorted back to the hotel by multiple cops, of course, which is important. Yeah, they should have deployed the Marines on the streets, ultimately, during the RNC to protect these people, because the BLM thug commies will attack anyone, and of course, if they see someone with an R after their name that they can recognize, they're automatically a fascist. So a bunch of BLM rioters decided to attack him. And it was an actual attack. They tried to push the officer down. If they had gotten him down, let's say that they had broken the line of officers around Rand Paul, what do you think they would have done? Don't you think they would have attacked Rand Paul and beaten him? Yeah, I think that they would. Ultimately, these people have started shooting people and stabbing them and stuff like that, and certainly deploying various less than lethal style weapons. I'm surprised none of them took a poop in their hand, smeared it on their face, and started tossing bits of it around like Gigi Allen. It seems that that's the mental capacity of today's cringe far left. But BLM is a violent criminal organization. It's not a peace movement. It's not interested in racial justice. You want racial justice, dude? Rand Paul, the First Steps Act is something that he liked too. He doesn't want to put people in prison or allow police brutality. He's been one of the foremost fucking voices and basically the only Republican voice in favor of the kind of police reforms that we actually need. He's been fighting that battle for fucking years. He was the one that took the fore on getting rid of NSA spying and militarized police is something that he doesn't even support. Why are you attacking Rand Paul? And the optics of this are perfect. They should take video footage of this and use it as a Trump campaign ad. Ultimately, that sort of thing is like a godsend to his campaign, or, the Rand Paul re-election bid or something like that. It's funny because actually on this I was seeing... people are already, from the far left, of course, calling this a staged incident. Oh no, it wasn't really BLM that did it. This was staged to make Rand Paul look more personable. They're going to use it as election propaganda. I hope that they do use it as election propaganda. Which all election ads, by the way, are. That loaded term applies broadly to literally every political ad you've ever seen in your life. Don't think that any of it's not propaganda. It's just whether it's malevolent or not that matters, and how truthful it is. It is very rarely close to 100%. Most often it's below 50. In Rand Paul's case, though, again, this is not like a police state, gung-ho, haha, the cops beat you down and I laughed about it sort of politician. He has been... He's a marginal libertarian, not really fully. He's not Ron Paul. If it were Ron Paul getting attacked, it'd be 10 times crazier. To be like, okay, the dude that actually kind of agrees with defund the police and you're throwing your poop at him. Rand Paul has been a voice for what I consider to be generally pro-liberty-minded progress. He's like the face of progress within the Republican Party, as opposed to maybe like a Bush or something like that. Notice if it's a neocon, they don't attack him. It's just the recognizable faces. All they see is a Republican. They assume that it's fascism. Well, there are some Republicans that have been fascistic throughout time. Most of them are George W. Bush and people like him. They're all in the Biden campaign. Why didn't you do this at the DNC? It's very funny. Apparently there was no violence there. Oh, that's right. They didn't really have an in-person convention to begin with. Even this is basically a step back from a normal convention. Normally a convention is a packed stadium, roaring crowds and confetti and glitz and too much champagne and stuff like that. That's normally what the conventions are like. It's a competition really to see who can be more energetic. It's almost like two competing rock concerts, usually. Because of coronavirus, they couldn't do that. People are criticizing, by the way, the Republicans are like, there wasn't a single mask in the room when he was giving his acceptance speech. None of the delegates wore masks. Oh my God. What are you fucking smoking, dude? The only people that are endangered by that, even in a roundabout way, are the people that voluntarily attended. They're at a political function. They decided, hey, maybe the people during roll call should have to show their faces so that we know it's actually them. Just a bit of decorum there that I think is rather sensible. Now, attacking Randpaul. See how well that works for you, dudes. Between all of the looting and shooting and burning and now attacking actual politicians, the average American in the suburbs and small towns is getting another gun and preparing to file a ballot for Donald Trump right now. Oh, you're going to see some movement in the polls in the wake of all of this fuckery. And of course, again, D.C., ultimately, is a very, very blue area. It is overwhelmingly populated by Democrats. It's very diverse and tolerant. But as you see, tolerance only goes so far. They're not going to be tolerant of a fascist like Randpaul who wants to end the drug war and doesn't want to invade other countries and opposes every form of censorship and surveillance that's ever been authorized in the last 100 years. Total fascist. How dare he? How dare he not want to bomb third worlders? How dare he go to the third world and restore 100 kids' vision and stuff? How dare he? What a fascist. We must attack him. Yeah, because you're a violent commie. Because these are a bunch of socialist fucking idiots. They don't know anything about the dude. They just know, oh, he came out of the RNC, therefore fascist. What a bunch of losers. That's about all. Okay. Peace out.